Today is a very special day for me, and not only did I want to share all the reasons why with my friends, but I also wanted to make this video so that I could remember the rest of my life the way that I feel today. 1 year ago today, I was dared to stop drinking for 3 days. 3 turned into 5 turned into 7, and at about the 1 week point, things changed for me. I was 28 years old, and I realized that going 7 consecutive days without drinking was the single greatest accomplishment of my entire life. And that had to change. I came to LA because I wanted to somehow be involved in the production industry, but instead I was counting my achievements by how many bathrooms in Hollywood I had thrown up in. It took me 1 full week of sobriety to come to the shattering realization that being able to drink a grown man under the table was not an accurate measurement for self-worth. So I set out on this journey. I gave myself 1 year to get my life together. And I know a lot of people probably go through these moments in their life where they realize they need to change, but what can I say? I'm really fucking dramatic and I live for theatrics. So I vowed to stop drinking and doing any drugs for an entire year. And I'm talking everything, eccentric migraine, cough syrup, anything that in any way, shape, or form altered my mind, I was done with for a full year with the goal to focus and rebuild my life. I know, I'm so fucking zen, right? I walked away from my bar job. I got an internship working for a company that makes YouTube videos for the internet, which is something I've always been interested in, obviously. And I was 29 at this point, working with a bunch of 22-year-olds that were all way more technologically advanced than I was and made me feel stupid on a daily basis. Apparently because I didn't know how to communicate through a Snapchat or whatever these kids are using these days. But I persevered. I spent nights and weekends learning things that they already knew so that I could catch up. And after a while, I got decently good at it. Life was good. I had this really cool job. I had this good boyfriend. I had this sweet apartment. And I remember thinking to myself, wow, I gave myself a whole year to get my life together, and it only took 6 months. I was the cockiest piece of shit you've ever seen, thinking that I figured it all out on the first try. And then around the 9-month point of this year, the wheels came off. In the span of 1 week, my boyfriend and I broke up. I was told I had to leave my apartment, and I got let go from this dream job that I had found. For no reason that I could explain, at the end of June, I found myself single, homeless, and unemployed. What's weird is I probably spent about half a day, maybe, feeling sorry for myself before I picked myself up by my bootstraps and started to fix my problems. A different version of Stacey would have been in a bar every night crying into a glass of whiskey about how the world had fucked me over once again. The woe is me Stacey was a real charmer. But this new version of me was laser fucking focused on what needed to be done. I didn't cry into my bowl of Special K red berries about my problems. I just fixed them. I got a new job that I like even better. I learned to love myself more than any man ever could, and I got a sweet new apartment by a Whole Foods with better freeway access. So here we are, 1 year later. And here's what I've learned. What this year of sobriety has given me are 2 things. 1, clarity. My eyes are so clear, and I have this laser focus on the life that I want and how to get it. It's incredible. I can see the solutions to my problems so clearly. There is no more, woe is me. There's just me and what I'm capable of. Which brings me to the second thing that this year of sobriety has given me, and that is pride. My heart is so full of pride in myself and what I can do. It's insane. I know RuPaul says, if you can't love yourself, how the hell are you gonna love somebody else? Can I get an amen? I feel like we all really want to think that we truly love ourselves, but really take a minute away from the parties and the scene and take away all the drugs and the feel goods and really just look at yourself and be yourself, this unfiltered, unchanged version of you, and just live in all of your raw emotions. and don't numb anything or ignore anything. Just feel everything and just sit in it and soak it in. I have tried a drug or two in my day, and I have to tell you that if you really want a trip, try taking it all away. Anyway, I realized in this time of reflection that if having blood alcohol content high enough to kill a horse is where your pride lies, you probably don't love yourself as much as you think. But now, I can look in a mirror and know that I love myself and the things I'm doing and the direction my life is heading, and my heart is full. And those two things, those clear eyes and that pride in my heart, are what's changed. I set out on this year-long journey to get my life together, and I thought the goal was to gain some tangible things like a new career, maybe a fancy new house, and a great new life. And in reality, the only thing that's changed is my outlook and my capability to be able to handle anything that comes my way. You see, because life doesn't just get better. Life isn't a problem you can solve. It still sucks. Life's always gonna suck. My fucking rotors on my car are shot and I can't afford to get my cavities filled. But the difference between then and now is that I'm not wallowing in self-pity about it anymore, because I have clear eyes and full heart. And if you've ever seen Coach Taylor from Friday Night Lights make a speech, you know that clear eyes and a full heart can't lose. And that is how I feel. 1 year later, today, my problems still exist. Challenges are thrown at me every single day. But I can't lose. For anyone out there struggling with something in their life, please just know that it's never too late to change your story. And as a general reminder for anyone out there, and myself in the future if I need to hear it, drinking is a privilege, not a right. And as with any privilege, it needs to be respected. It's not okay to define who you are by how much you drink. And if you aren't sure who you are without it, don't be afraid to go find out. Clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose. On 3. 1, 2, 3.